Hey guys, it's Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and today I am going to review Captain America Brave New World. I just got home from the theater about 20 minutes ago, and I still don't have quite all my thoughts put out there. Not really in any distinct order, but I will say if you haven't seen the movie, you absolutely should. It, I think Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie, does a phenomenal job as Captain America. And I think this movie really proves that. What I was always really, really worried about was that it would be more of a Hulk centered movie. I've said that many times. I was afraid with all the Hulk characters like Betty Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, the leader, well, not really Hulk, the Incredible Hulk characters from the movie. I was afraid it would be way too much and it would take the focus off Sam Wilson, but instead it didn't. They handled that really well. I think they did a great job making it more of a Sam Wilson movie and a lot of Falcon too. Joaquin Torres was phenomenal. I loved Joaquin Torres. I love that character. It also helps that he's very attractive. My I guess I'll just go through what happens first. So, like we saw in the trailer, Thunderbolt Ross wants to restart the Avengers with Sam Wilson, and Sam is very understandably hesitant about that. Yeah, having the Avengers back would be great, and Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson. I'm gonna get their names confused a little bit back and forth because I keep talking about them in the same sentence for like the past few months. So, Sam Wilson, of course, would lead the Avengers, but the Avengers would be working for the president. They wouldn't be their own thing. They're where they need when they need to move instead of getting permission to do it. And it goes back to the Sokovia Accords that broke up the Avengers. And, Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson asks, what happens if we don't come to an agreement on how we have to handle something and get the age old, we'll get there. We'll figure it out when we get there, which is like, it's not going to go well, Sam Wilson. I'll just tell you right now. But this all happens at a presentation from the newly appointed president, Thunderbolt Ross, when he gives a presentation about the new metal on the street, the new one they want, the big thing, the adamantium, which we all know is what is in Wolverine's body. It's a pretty big deal, like the new vibranium, but whatever. While this presentation is happening, or I guess at the very end, four security guards and Isaiah Bradley stands up and starts to shoot at the president. Doesn't shoot him, but shoots at him, which was very okay. I don't know if we ever found out why Isaiah Bradley intentionally missed the shot. I don't think we did. If we did, let me know in the comments because I'm still trying to process everything right now. I saw it like an hour ago. So, yeah, we all knew there would be some kind of mind control or something of that nature. And I assumed it would be the leader using his psychic abilities. But no, I think that would have been the best way to go. But no. Basically, the leader has a song. I've never heard the song before today. Maybe I have. I don't know. The song mentions Mr. Blue, which, if you know, that was his nickname in the Incredible Hulk movie for the leader. And as soon as that song plays, they go into this trance, much like Bucky did when he was the Winter Soldier, when he would hear those key words and they would attack. Which I kind of like that they did that because it was like, who else do we know would be in a trance? What other super soldier would be in a trance and do exactly what they're told when no one can stop them? Spoiler alert, who is that super soldier that shows up in the movie? None other than Bucky himself. I am so hyped that he showed up because I love him and Sam's friendship. Also, he's so hot. Between us, I would let him do weird stuff to me. Between us, though, don't tell anyone. So yeah, there's that cameo. There really wasn't many cameos. There was that one. But Isaiah Bradley is thrown into jail, which, you kind of shot at the president. You kind of have to. And the other four shooters were thrown in jail. But while in jail, those three other shooters were shot by someone else under the trance, I guess. So there was a huge vibe of mystery and all that throughout the whole movie. But some things I didn't really like did happen too. I won't say this was a perfect movie by any chance, but I will say that Anthony Mackie did perfect in this movie, but the movie itself was not. First of all, the leader wasted. He wasn't killed, but you saw him maybe like 2 or 3 times. They did go very comic accurate with his look though. That was hard to look at. It was not, it was pretty gross, but I mean, I did love it though. He was very much wasted. I thought we were going to get much more of a presence from him. We didn't. But I mean, it was a Captain America movie, and it was a very, very political movie, but it should have been. Shout out to IGN who knocked it for that and said it was way too political, when it's like, it's a movie about Captain America and the president. Like, how is that not going to be political? But I guess you can't spell ignorant without IGN. So there's that. The people who are saying that this movie was mid, I would say that that's pretty fair if you were going in it expecting to be like Endgame level amazed. Not every movie's going to be like that. Not every movie should be like that. This was a great Captain America movie, but the other characters were lacking. The trailers did what they usually do and led us to believe that the Red Hulk would be all up and down this movie. No, it's just like one time. But it was a really good time, but it was still one time. So the whole thing with the Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross, and the leader, Thunderbolt Ross had him kind of in his own little secret prison where he forced him to make him pills. Thunderbolt Ross's heart was failing him, and the only person that could come up with a cure was the leader, Samuel Stearns. And he has to take these pills 3 times a day, but little did Thunderbolt Ross know is that he was upping the dose of gamma in every single pill. Every single day, he was upping the dose a little bit more, a little bit more. And he told Samuel Stearns, once I get into presidency, I will free you. But then, this movie takes place 100 days after that happens, after he becomes president, and he doesn't free him. He says he was too afraid to lose the pills and his heart would fail again. So, I mean, that's fair, but like, you're going to trust a villain to make you the cure for a failing heart? It's a wild choice, my friend, but what can I say? I mean, I'd probably do the same damn thing. We're all just trying to survive, I guess. But I thought Harrison Ford did really well in this movie. I was kind of nervous about it because he is quite up there in age. He is quite kind of frail, and I don't see him doing another movie. But I just don't understand the thought process behind that. Why wouldn't you get someone that is able to do a few more movies? Because I thought the Hulk would die. I thought Red Hulk would die because he's not Thunderbolt Ross in the comics. He's Robert Maverick. So that's where I thought they were going to go with that, but they did not. He absolutely loses his mind. Well, he loses his tantrum. He loses his temper right on stage, telling everyone that this new treaty is going to pass, that all nations around the world are on board with it. It's about the adamantium. Of course it is. It always is about a metal. But then Samuel Stearns makes it known to the world that he was working with President Ross at some point, and that makes President Ross turn red, hot and red, in front of everyone, in front of the world. So by the end of the movie, he is not president anymore. He stepped down. He let someone else do it. Although we don't know who's president anymore. So I'm curious to see where that goes. He is in the raft. If you don't know where the raft is, that is the place where at the end of Captain America Civil War, it's where Tony Stark placed like Ant-Man, Sam Wilson, Clint Barton, Wanda, where they all went to. So he's there and he understands why he's locked up there. He gets it. He's totally cool with it. It's for everyone else's safety until they figure something out. Betty Ross, when it was confirmed that she was in the movie, I kept saying, why? What? No offense to her, no offense to the character or the actress, but I was like, why? And turns out it's for like one single scene, which worked, which made sense. Because throughout the entire movie, the theme is that Thunderbolt Ross wants to be in touch with his daughter. He wants his daughter to just talk to him, love him, put everything in the past. But there's like no hope of that until the very end where Sam Wilson, our Captain America, says, you have another visitor here, and it's her. And I guess they made amends. So my biggest issue with the movie, I'll just tell you my big one negative, is that the ending was underwhelming. The big climactic fight was between Thunderbolt Ross as the Red Hulk and Captain America. And Sam Wilson just kind of talks him down after it was a good fight. It was a fun fight, but then he just talks him down and it's done. It didn't feel done because after that I was like, there's no way that's it. That cannot be the big pivotal point in the movie, because there was scenes before that had way more action. But that's my biggest problem. I think Marvel Studios tried too hard to, how do I say it? I think they depended too much on the character, the Red Hulk, and the hype from him, the excitement of him, instead of putting in a lot of effort for the fight and for the big scene, the big thing that the movie builds up to, and that was it. Also, like, being from like the DC area, they made DC look really nice. It's not how it looks. It's not nice like that, but it's a movie. What can I say? What can I do? But like I said, I think Anthony Mackie did perfect in this movie. He did as good as Captain America, as Steve Rogers, as Chris Evans. There were things I liked more about him as Captain America than Chris Evans. I will say that the fighting with the shield was the most creative stuff I've ever seen done with that shield. I think the choreography was beautiful. The fight scenes were beautiful. Everything was creative. It was fresh. It was new. His vibranium wings were used a lot, and very creatively so. But the things he could do with the shield, the way he fought with it, the way he used his whole body to fight with the shield was something I've never seen done by Steve Rogers. And no offense to Steve Rogers, but I think this shows that Anthony Mackie and Sam Wilson, I told you I'm going to get them confused a lot. I think Sam Wilson is bringing something extremely fresh to the mantle of Captain America, as he should, because he is Captain America. He's not, as Thunderbolt Ross says, you're not Steve Rogers. He's not Steve Rogers. He's Sam Wilson, and he is doing it his way. He's doing his own way, and he's doing it well. I've seen a lot of people complain about the movie, and like a lot of them are valid, but also some are trashy, really trashy takes. If you're going to say you saw this movie and you think Anthony Mackie did a bad job, I know you didn't watch the movie, or you watched it and tried to hate it. There's absolutely no way you thought that. The characters in the movie, they all fit very, very well for the movie. Like Sabra, Ruth. I loved her character. I loved that they kept her Israeli. I love that we heard a little bit about the Red Room from her. We got so many different sides of her. We saw the Black Widow energy from her. We saw She had some funny, some little humorous moments too, and I'd really, really want to see them continue with her because she was great. And I love getting that connection to the Red Room because I think the MCU dropped it way too fast. Just way too fast. Too much happened there. But I really dug it. The people, I went to the theater and everyone in line was there to see the same movie. It was very obvious. We all bought the popcorn bucket. I bought the shirt, actually, and the popcorn bucket. People bought the little Captain America shield pillows. Everyone was hyped. Everyone in the theater was hyped. But you could very, very well tell who was the fan in the relationship and who was just there. And a lot of people at the end were like, what? Why? None of this made sense. But the funniest thing I heard was we were waiting to get out of the movie theater. You know, you have to wait in that awkward line down the stairs. And these people in front of us, I thought hands are about to fly there because this guy was talking to his girlfriend and he kept saying, I hate when they race swap. I hate when they change the color. I hate when they do this. Why didn't you choose the old guy? Why do you got to do this? And he kept going until a man standing behind him said, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Captain America? He said, no, I'm talking about the Hulk. Why is he red now? And I lost my fucking mind at that. I thought it was so funny. I was like, I don't know why. I had to tell that to someone. My husband did not think it was funny at all. I thought it was hilarious. But all in all, I will say, I think I give it an 8. I see a lot of people saying 7.5. I say an 8. I would say 7.5 or 7, but the fight scenes are so good, and I'm such a sucker for those. Also, there is one post-credit scene all the way at the end. You have to wait through all the credits. But it's the leader telling Sam Wilson, you would protect your world, but what happens when others want it? What happens when other people from other worlds want it? And it's like, oh, what are we setting up here? Doomsday, perhaps? Secret Wars, perhaps? Could go either way. But yeah, I'm going to say an 8. Oh, also, before I even stop this was the first Marvel movie I've seen that did not have the Marvel opener, the Marvel Comics opener that has the MCU in it. I forgot the word for it. The fanfare. The opener. The Marvel Studios opener. I don't like that. Bring that shit back. I didn't like that at all. I understand what you're doing, but, like, don't do that to me again. I'm standing firm on that. I'm sorry, guys. But, so yeah, I say an 8. Definitely see this movie. You're into it. If you like Captain America at all, go see the damn movie. It's good. Anthony Mackie does great. You get to see some new characters and some old characters. Not every movie is going to be Endgame level, and it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't. This movie was great. I think it did very, very well. I was sucked in the whole time. Usually I tend to nod off, but I did not this time, so I'm very proud of myself. But yes, go see the movie. Support Sam Wilson the same way you would Steve Rogers, because he is Captain America. And this movie proved it. I think this movie did a really, really good job as to showing why Sam Wilson is Captain America. So, I gave it an 8. I told you why. Told you what I didn't like. Told you what I did like. Now it's your job to tell me in the comments what you thought of the movie and what you didn't like in the movie. It's okay not to like it. It's fine. It's just a movie. But if you're not liking it because Captain America is black now, I don't want to hear from you. Just please leave my channel. I don't like you at all. So yeah. Be sure to follow me everywhere and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of these. Thank you for watching my review of the movie, and have a marvelous night.